Nation, we in the building with my boy CJ. Battle of the Bay weekend. And I got to say this real quick. We will forever be from the Bay. I live in Texas. I'm from Sacramento. I will forever be from Sacramento. So this is the Battle of the Bay. You hear me?
Wait. See.
Yo, shout out to everybody here in the building, whether you're here for the nation or you here for your Bang Bang Niner gang, it don't matter. We're here. You already know what time it is. Shout out to my boy CGRuthless. What's good with you, King?
What's good with it, bro? I appreciate being on the show, bro. Docs, man, you the G, bro. You the top of the mountain, bro. I've been wanting to get you on for a while, man.
I appreciate you, brother, and it's an honor to do this as well with you. For everybody in the building, man, if you are not tuned in with my brother CGRuthless, make sure to let them know where they can follow you at on YouTube, my brother. Because look, our brother is almost monetized here very, very shortly. So we want to run those numbers up ASAPalist, man, on YouTube. Let them know where they can follow you at, brother.
Oh, CGRuthless 49ers talk, bro. It's simple as it gets.
There you have it. Shout out to everybody. We already almost 120 deep in the chat. We're going to let everybody pull in real quick before we get to chopping this fable. It is Battle of the Bay weekend. I love this, man. Like I said before, I know we are in Las Vegas. I wore my Oakland Raiders hat for a reason today because we will forever be Oakland. The beginning of the season, right? I seen this game pinpointed. End of the season. I'm like, this is going to be one of them ones, right? Like one of those games that's going to potentially get both of us into the playoffs. And our season kind of took a turn for the worse. Yours, the trajectory went up. You guys went and got CMC. Mr. Irrelevant. Purdy is out there dog walking these defenses right now. You guys are on an 8-game win streak at this point, I believe, right?
Yeah, you are.
And at this point, I mean, you guys wrapped up your division. It is what it is. We are starting Jared Stidham. For those who are living under a rock at this point, we have benched Derek Carr. I'm excited to see what Stidham can do. Young, knows the system. Josh McDaniels actually drafted this young guy. So I'm excited to see. I don't think he is going to be the future at all. But this is a rough game for Jared Stidham to start his first NFL game. We are playing against the #1 defense in the NFL, man. Let me know, bro, where the turn happened for you guys, because we both kind of started the season kind of up and down. What happened? Was it CMC? Let me know as a Niner fan, what happened with y'all on the way up?
Dude, all it took was that Kansas City loss, bro. Ever since we lost to Kansas City and CMC was starting to get to that offense, as soon as CMC started to get to that playbook, bro, this offense started becoming more explosive. The winning streak started adding up. I think the fact that losing to KC was a humble experience, bro, it made us woke up a little bit more.
Yeah. What makes that defense go, bro? I mean, I know Bosa is having a historical year. It just seems as though, because one thing I told my people yesterday, right? I said, I can't really name the offense. I already know you guys are going to click because Shanahan works with whoever. It's something about him. Matt Ryan had an MVP year with him, Super Bowl year. And then he goes over here, and it seems like any guy that comes in and starts for y'all, Shanahan gets the best out of him. Whether it's Purdy, Jimmy G has had some up and down, but look, you guys have been a perennial playoff team pretty much under Shanahan. Purdy comes in, Mr. Irrelevant, the last guy drafted in last year's NFL draft. And this dude comes in and starts clicking. I know the O with all the weapons. You know what I mean? You have a star tight end with Kittle. You have Debo, which is not playing. I get it. I mean, look, it's better for y'all to sit him until the playoffs anyway, to be real. The run game is clicking with CMC right now. what is it like what makes that defense click outside of Bosa, man?
It's just the fact that they're just feeding off the energy a little bit, man. You got somebody like Drake Greenlaw who's just disrespected the fact that he didn't even get voted to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
It feeds him off a little more. Fred Warner, he brings a lot of different energy, bro. He fires up the entire team. I mean, it speaks volume. Yeah, Bosa's like that forcer for us, bro. He's hard to like block, but when Armstead's back on the field, bro, it is game right there, bro. He puts on good double blocks on everybody. Everybody gets their opportunities.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then. As an offense, you know, we have a lot of weapons. Devontae is going to be out there. Darren Waller, Renfro, both return back to the lineup. Our 9-year starters on the bench. I'm not expecting, you know, Jarrett Stidham to come in and have instant chemistry with any of these guys. But if there's one soft spot in your defense, what should we attack as a Raider fan base?
Quick screen pass, man. Just throwing those quick passes. Try to find some ways to like get Hunter Renfro, maybe get him in some screen passes here and there. And then maybe, I don't know if Jacob is quite your receiving back, but you might want to use him in that type of aspect a little bit. Because if you guys are going to try to run the ball, I don't know if it's going to work, but maybe some screen passes might work in your guys' favor. It might implement more of your running game more.
Yeah. I think all season long, you guys haven't gave up over 60 yards on the ground in a game, right? It's like somewhere around there. That's insane. So I agree with you. I think that Josh McDaniels kind of does what he did with Mac Jones last year in his rookie year with New England. Quick passes, quick intermediate passes, try to eliminate the mistakes because Stidham is young. He is facing the number 1 defense. This is going to be tough for him. But I agree with you. Screen passes, short intermediate passes, try to eliminate the turnovers because you guys will definitely make us pay for that. Definitely. Shout to Primos. Car fans logic. We're not going to do this today, Primos. We're not going to turn this into a Derek Carr show, okay? But I'm going to read this because my brother, you put a super up, also give Stidham and coaching staff 1 game of no excuses against the number 1 defense. Look, man, at the end of the day, look, we're pretty much playing for draft stock at this point. But this game is always personal. This game is always personal. And to end the season with Stidham, with the Niners and Chiefs, 2 major teams that we always want to win against, I want to see what Stidham could do, man. Look, I would bite the bullet a little bit. I'd rather have a top 10 pick, but if we could somehow, some way sneak out a win over here, I would love it. But I mean, I'm gonna be real with you guys. This Niner game, this shit is for real, for real. Shout out to Bentley. Bring the new year in right by putting a boot in the 49ers. The Raiders show respect by showing no respect to the op, man. Shout out to Bentley. And my brother knows this. CG knows this. Look, we talked about this behind the scenes. We were not going to do it live. We're going to do a pre-recorded because we know how our fan bases get, right? Look, CG might be my guy, but we both hate each other's team. It is what it is. Like this shit ain't, look, we definitely are looking at each other like, I hope I destroy you tomorrow, right? And hopefully sometime this week or next week, we can revisit this and break the game down a little bit more. I think that would be dope.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to both channels yet, you guys, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to the 200 plus people in the chat. Let me know, what are you worried about going into this game? Because I think this is one of those games, right, where it's like you're looking at us like they have nothing to lose, and that's scary. That's scary, right? You're facing a team with a new quarterback coming in week 15 weeks or week 16, and nothing to lose. What are you looking at our team offensively? Because Denzel Perryman, you know, he's out. He's gone for the season. Chandler Jones gone for the season. That defense got a lot worse with 2, former Pro Bowl starters on this roster. So the defense is a little more suspect. Our linebackers, bro, I'm going to be real with you. It's if you guys expose those LBs, we're probably in for a long game. I trust Cleveland Furrow on the outside of Max and kind of a rotation of Malcolm Kuntz. I like our ends, but what are you looking at this team and saying, I'm not really too worried, but I'm a little worried?
Well, my only concern that I look at is if Josh Jacobs is on fire, bro, that might be your best chance to keep our defense on the field, dude. So I think if he runs well, then you guys might give us a hard time, or Hunter Renfro just comes out of the blue and just blows up the scene. Maybe that can be scary. Like you said, you guys have nothing to lose. That's a scary part. You don't want to face a team that has nothing more to gain at this point.
Yeah, no fact. Shout out to Alexander. I like that. Battle of the Bay. Mandalay Bay versus Santa Clara. Shout out to Romeo. I like this. So from the outside looking in, CG, how do you look at this? If from a Raider standpoint, we're looking at this game tomorrow. This is going to be a tough one for us. You know what I'm saying? We already know all the obstacles that we're dealing with right now. You know, all the offs, even the shit off the field. There's just a lot going on with this organization right now. What are some weak spots? I know we talked about, you know, short passes but offensively, like what is your O-line? What are they looking like? What are they shaped up looking like this year?
They're pretty decent, man. They played a lot better than expected the previous year. I mean, the question marks throughout the offseason was the offensive line, can it hold up? And it's actually kind of hold up to its level. You know, there's a couple weak spots like my boy Mike McGlinchey. He has his moments, but lately he hasn't played too bad. Yeah. Then you look at our center.
My Notre Dame guy. Love McGlinchey. Go ahead.
Yeah, but then you got that center who I just called out on Twitter, bro, blocked me off the spot, and then ever since then he feeded off my energy a little bit. So
who was
that? Jake Brendel.
Oh shit!
I called him out, bro. I called him out, and then he saw what I said on Twitter and blocked me instantly, bro.
That shit is hilarious. Are you buying into your quarterback situation right now? Is it more Shanahan or is it more or less Purdy, man? Like what do you see with this quarterback? And we know Jimmy G's hurt. We know Trey Lance is hurt. Can Purdy be the future at the quarterback position for your franchise?
That's a great question that we all want to know, dude. I think it's just the base on the system of Shanahan, because any other quarterback who plugs in, you just saw what happened like 4 years ago when we had Nick Mullins, right? Yes. He came into the scene.
Dog walked us. Dog smoked our boots. I remember that game. And that's why a lot of us in the nation are looking at it as maybe Stidham gives us our Nick Mullins moment. even though we were a terrible team that year anyway. We were bad. You know what I mean? But still, like, you guys are one of the best teams in the NFL. But I'm looking at it like, come on, Stiddy. Give us that Nick Mullins moment. We need that. But go ahead.
Yeah. Speaking of Stidham, man, I think we played him a couple years back when Cam Newton was bench on halftime, and they put him out there. He had maybe about 60 yards passing, and he had an interception on that day. But he doesn't have too much film, so he had 61 pass attempts or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And not much film, so that's a good mystery. That's something to watch out for. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like a shocking to hear about you guys benching my boy Carr because I'm from Fresno, man. That's the guy. I get it. It's business, but
I'm cool with it.
No, but it's business, bro. You guys want to win. You guys want to do whatever it takes. You got to make the sacrifice for the better. Yeah. And at some point, bro, the coaching changes had to happen with who they want.
Yeah.
So, quarterbacks go away. You want to get your own quarterback.
Every regime should be afforded the luxury of bringing in whoever they want. You know what I mean? And this regime, what they did was the way they set up Derek Carr's contract, there was an out after year one. So they pretty much, this was evaluation mode. They wanted to see what he looked like in Josh McDaniel's scheme, and he had a down year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. I know a lot of people think I blame everything on Derek Carr. I do not. I know Josh McDaniels could have done a lot better this season. I think our GM, Ziegler, is extraordinary. I'm not going to put any blame on him. Mark Davis, he has to own a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? The Gruden, there's just a lot of blunders when it comes to this team. But I just think that Josh McDaniels should be afforded the luxury, man, of bringing in his own guy and going out on his own horse, right? If he shits the bed next year, I'm all for getting him the fuck out of here, bringing someone else in here that can figure this shit out. But at this point, you know, after 9 seasons, let the man go out and get who he wants. You know what I'm saying? And was it fucked up how it ended? Yes. But there was one perfect thing that was in his contract that made this easier, was if he gets injured against you guys or the Chiefs these last 2 weeks, his money is guaranteed next season and partially in 2024. So why roll him out against one of the best defenses in the league, the Niners, and maybe he gets injured and we have to pay him that $35 million next year? That's guaranteed. And at that point, he is our quarterback for the foreseeable future. You know what I mean? So at this point, man, I mean, we have 1% to sneak into the playoffs at this point. We need a million things to happen. Why put DC out there for what? You know what I mean? For what? It's just a bad business move. That's bad business practices at this point. How has CMC, man, changed this team, man? Because I'm gonna be real, always been a fan of him since Stanford. Hated his father because I'm a Raider fan. You know how that shit goes. But we all thought, and I think I know you had to feel the same way, that I thought this guy would have been hurt by now. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how he goes somewhere where he wants to play and you guys are actually winning ball games and this guy has been healthy. Like, what was your initial like response when you went out and got CMC? Because you guys gave up some draft capital. You gave up a lot for him.
Well, the reaction of it was, why do we need to go for another running back? Because we keep going for these running backs, and we always get these guys who can plug in, and usually we get these late round guys like Elijah Mitchell. He's very effective, but can't stay healthy. But getting CMC was a shocker for me, man. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I guess it seems more serious because the Rams, I heard the Rams were willing to get this guy. And I guess we wanted to outcompete them and say, you ain't going to get it this time.
Well, I like Elijah Moore. Like you said, the injuries pile up. I mean, I was a fan of him in college as well. I couldn't even imagine if he's healthy and you guys got that duo with CMC and Elijah like that's, and then you still got Debo where you can line him up anywhere you want. That's insane. Realistically, give me a score tomorrow, man. And look, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna talk our shit, okay, CG. So if you think you're gonna blow us out, talk that shit because you may be shocked by my answer. So go ahead. What do you see tomorrow?
Well, you want brutally honest, bro. I'll give you straightforward, man. Seems like this team has nothing to lose, and seems like we're on momentum. Usually the hotter team comes in at a good timing, especially we play good in December, but now it's New Year's, new start. So this Niners team is definitely going to make a strong statement, man. This entire league, the NFC, they don't want to play us, so we're going to give you guys an example. So we're coming into Las Vegas with some confidence, bro. We're going to blow the brakes out of you guys. I don't know if it's too far off. 38-13, I think, man.
38-13. Hey, this will be the last time, you guys, that you ever see me and CG together on YouTube ever. Just fucking around. Look. I think this is going to be a lot closer than people really think. I mean, look, it's easy to just count us out at this point. We outside of that New Orleans game, every game has been pretty much a one-score game that we've lost. Every one of them. Derek Carr was there at the time. So look, it's a lot different. You know what I mean? I would never be the person to say that Jarrett Stidham is more talented than Derek Carr. We have definitely downgraded at the quarterback position, benching him and bringing in Stidham. But I just feel like I really believe this dude. It's like the moment of what's the cliche I'm looking for? This element of surprise, right? The kid comes in, has nothing to lose. He already knows the system. He's been under Josh McDaniels in his young career this whole time. We traded for him. I believe he gave up a sixth this past offseason to go get him. I think surprisingly, the number one running back in the league runs the ball effectively against you guys tomorrow. I don't think that he's going to break their door handles off. I don't think it's even going to be 100 plus. I think he'll put up somewhere around 75 to 90 yards, maybe a TD or two. But I think this game is a lot closer, and this is the reason why. I think that Purdy comes back down to reality tomorrow, brother. I think Purdy gets off that high horse. There's a lot more tape out there now. I think that our regime knows how much this game means to us as a fan base as well. The Raiders and Niners history it runs very, very deep. I think Max is going to put a lot of pressure on your young pup. The one thing that scares me now is still our interior and our defensive line. I don't know what kind of pressure they're going to put on this O-line, but I think Max is going to get to Purdy a few times, shake him up. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. I'm going to say this may be like a 20-17 game. And I think it can go either way. But I'm going to say this. I'm a Raider fan. We're going to fucking win, all right? We're going to win tomorrow. We're going to beat the Niners tomorrow. Look, it's going to be either close or we're going to get blown the fuck out. That's what it is.
One or the other. That's what I was saying, bro. The other way around because, it seems like you guys are dinged up on defense. And Purdy's played good against any other defense we face. Like, we faced the Commanders defense, which they're very solid. The Bucs defense is no slouch, and he outblowed the brakes. And the fact that you guys don't have Chandler Jones and no Denzel Perryman, that could be a recipe for disaster. But if Crosby can do his thing, then it's possible. We'll see.
Yeah, no, definitely. We got to stop the run game. That's what we have to do. We have to make Purdy beat us with his arm. Simple and plain. And it's not an easy task to stop CMC at all by any stretch because he's so active in the passing game as well. He's just such a dynamic weapon, man. And you guys got some other, Brandon Ayuk. I'm a huge fan of him since Arizona State. Great ball player. I just think, man, tomorrow we're going to figure out a way to slow the run down a little bit and make Purdy beat us with his arm. I really, truly do. Shout out to Junior, man. I've had this gut feeling that this is going to be a trap game for the Niners, like the Jets and Falcons games were to us back then. And I was at that Falcons game. We got destroyed. I flew to Atlanta just to watch us get annihilated. So, Junior, I feel you, bro. You know what's funny? That was the show that kind of put my show on the map because I had a temper tantrum at the airport on the live, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, okay, I like this shit," and it kind of helped my channel grow. But I remember that, like, but hey, I don't think. Is this a trap game? Think about this. You guys already wrapped up your division, right?
Pretty much.
So at this point, I think Philly pretty much is already. I can't say this. They're already sewn up.
They need to win. They need to win one game at least. And the Vikings, they can potentially lose to the Packers. So this game does have some meaning to this point because we want to at least move up a seed.
Yeah. Well, at this point, if the playoffs started today, who are you guys playing?
Well, if the playoffs were off, like if it was today, I think we play the Giants.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, you know, they're feisty, but I think y'all would go. I think y'all would cook them boys. Let me see. Shout out to everybody. He said, Docs, we're done, bro. Hey, look, Don, I'm just trying to hold any kind. Look, this is a game. This is Raider Niner week. Like it'd be easy for me to be like, if this was the Chiefs, even though I hate the Chiefs as well, I'm from Northern California. This one hits home. So it'd be, I can't, my Raiderdom can't allow me to say we're going to lose this game. I just can't.
It's that pride.
Yeah, it's the pride for sure. And don't get me wrong. I'm probably wrong as fuck. But guess what? I'm not going to admit that shit. Even though
you're okay with that, man. Okay.
Even though I low-key just did. But, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channels yet, hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to all my Raider fans in the building, my brothers and sisters. Shout out to Niner Gang. I see a few guys in the chat that came over here to rock with their boy CG. It's all love. You already know what time it is. Let me see. Raiders ain't no bitches. Guys playing for jobs. It's personal and it's a rival. This is facts, Bentley. This is a rival that has gone back a long way. And I believe, isn't this tied at this point? Isn't it 7-7? Yeah. 7-7 matchups. I think we got 7 wins. The Niners got 7 wins, I believe. So at this point, this could be for, you know, for who takes over that, you know, like, look, I want to win that game.
That's how you want it, man.
I think it's 7-7. Somebody in the chat, let me know. The last time I looked, I believe it was 7-7. So this game is big to our fan bases. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. A lot of these guys on our roster right now have never played in Oakland. So it doesn't really mean anything to them. But I think they know how big this is for both, you know, both fan bases. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yep, 7-7. There we go.
Yeah, it is. We played 14 times, and you guys actually had that one battle where it gave you guys the slight lead, but then we beat you on 2018 to tie the series.
Yes, and we were the ones. We beat you guys the 4 years prior when you guys had Crabtree. I think that was Colin Kaepernick's last season with the Niners. I think you guys went like 8-8 that year. We ended up beating you guys. We had a really, really down season as well, but we did pull that out. So, yeah, we need this one, you guys. I think the Niners on a 1-2 game. We can't do this shit. No, we can't continue this. We got to get them out the way. Hey, so you're not going out to the game?
Won't be able to, man. Got work schedule.
Yeah. Are you in Fresno or are you in the Bay?
Fresno.
Okay. I hear you. Shout out to Raider Work, man. Release the Condor. I'm hoping that Max Crosby has a hell of a game, you guys, tomorrow, man. For real. At least I want to make this game at least competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know CG is like, fuck all that. Let's go out there and blow the doors off these dudes. But, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we're Raider fans. We want to see this be a competitive game, man. Like, and let's be real. Look, any given Sunday in the NFL, I think you know this, CG. I mean, you know, you watched your teams in the past. I know I've watched winning teams that I've had go out and shit the bed against a team that we should have beat. It happens. Sometimes you play down to your competition. We did that shit about 10 times this year. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Let me see. Shout out to Hawk, man. Score is going to be 17-7 Niners. Low scoring defensive battle. Stidham, 11 for 18, 115, 0 T. God damn, 3 picks, Hawk? Shit. Jacobs, 26 rushes, 98 yards, 1 TD, Max, 2.5 sacks. I just hope that Max gets some help on the other side, because if he doesn't, they're probably going to double team Max all day, every day. Anyways, I mean, Max will be one of those guys that'll fight through doubles all day, every day. But, you know, we shall see. Who are you looking for on both sides of the ball to have big games tomorrow, CG?
Well, like you just mentioned, CMC, I think he's going to have more of a big factor in this game. I mean, since your linebackers are like your weakest link, like you said, that could be concerning. I think he's going to have more of a receiving type performance than he is as a runner.
Yeah.
And then if we're going on defense, Bosa's looking to break the Niners single season record that was broken by Aldon Smith. So I think that's what we're going to have to watch coming up this week. My sleeper, man, this may be a surprise, but it ain't going to be Kittle. It's going to be that Juwan Jennings kid, bro. That dude, he might get some more opportunities now.
Okay. I like that. I think tomorrow, I think you kind of hit it on the head a little bit. I think that for us, I think Renfro can have a big game if Stidham has enough time to get rid of the ball. One thing I like about Stidham is he moves around a lot more. He uses his legs a little bit more. This is not traditional kind of like that pocket passer. DC, man, he has those happy feet. We know how DC can get in the pocket, especially with a defensive line like yours. I think Stidham's going to use his legs a little bit more, and I'm hoping and praying that he extends plays, because if he does, I think Hunter Renfrow can have a big game for us. Keep an eye on Darren Waller as well. I think it is going to be difficult for Josh Jacobs to run the ball, but he's so good that I think he's still going to get some action. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is just I know he had a bad game against Pittsburgh. It was one of the coldest days in the world. That's a tough game to win. That's a tough game to run the ball, especially when he stacked the box and made DC try and beat him with his arm, and we've seen what happened with that. But I got Renfro, I got Waller on the offensive side of the ball, having pretty big games at home. We're a lot better at home. I mean, we're in a dome. I don't know, but defense, I'm a little worried about these linebackers. We have Luke Masterson, Wake Forest, UDFA. We got Darian Butler, UDFA, Arizona State. I'm very, very worried. I don't know if Divine Diablo is going to be active. I think he's still on the IR. I don't think we brought him back. Our second-year guy, you know what I'm saying, out of Virginia Tech. Man, I'm worried about that linebacker position, man. But I hope that Nate Hobbs has a big game for us tomorrow at corner. I want to put him back. I want to put him on your tight end, man. I want to put Nate Hobbs on Kittle, and I want to see where that matchup goes. I think Nate Hobbs will have a big game for us. But other than that, man, I'm very, very worried about this defense. I mean, even back at safety, Deron Harmon is a veteran. He has some big plays here and there. Trayvon Merrick has been up and down. And then our corners, man. Rock Ya-Sin is out for the season. So I mean, look, man, Brandon Ayuk, man, he might have a big game. We got another UDFA Webb out there that's been playing a lot of corner for us. Amik Robertson, which I mean, the dude's like 4'3". You know what I mean? So it's man, this is gonna be a tough fucking game, bro. Shout out to Jay Rader. I'm glad to see you collab with a Niner creator. I got a homie who was like a brother who was a Niners fan, but when our teams play, we go to war. This is facts. And being from Northern California, man, most of my friends, I mean, I'm gonna say this, most of them are either Raiders or Niner fans. I mean, California in general. Let's just keep this shit real. When you're in California, y'all be shocked to see how many Niner fans are in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? Like, in California, it's a Raider Niner state, and then you got some Cowboys sprinkled in. You know what I'm saying? So all my friends, either Raiders or Niners. I grew up doing this shit, debating with my guys forever. You know what I mean? So this is definitely a braggadocious week for both sides. Whoever wins this shit, we're never going to hear the end of it. I said this on Twitter, and people kind of killed me for it. But I'm like, if we beat you guys tomorrow, you're never going to hear the end of it from me. Because I'm like, Jared Stidham went out there and beat y'all. But if you guys beat us, I'm like, you guys did what you were supposed to do. So, hey, my excuse is already lined up. my excuses are already lined up. Oh, well, you know what? The better team won. So, hey, it is what it is. But if Stidham wins, CG, I'm telling you, bro, I might DM you every fucking day for the rest of the season. You make it a DM for 2 weeks long. Hey, remember that one game? I'm just telling you.
Hey, it'd be an honor just for you to brag about it. It's cool. It's all love.
Shout out to my boy CG, man. Hey, and I want to say, you guys, Niner or not, man, this is my guy. He's a really good dude. He reached out to me and said he would like to work and do some stuff. And I know he's actually worked with our brother before too, Stuart Schweigert. That's my big bro. Love him to death. So you guys understand this from the outside looking in. Yeah, it's a Raider Niner collab, but this is genuinely a good dude. He doesn't shit on our team. He's just like, I want to talk Raiders and Niners football. So that's where we are with this shit. Shout out to Gio. Respect the Docs and CG for coming together for this. Appreciate you, Gio, my dog. And also, you guys, this will be on CG's channel as well, CGRuthless on YouTube. So he's going to be uploading this afterwards. So stay tuned for that. 60% of Niner fans projected to be at Allegiant Stadium. How y'all feeling about that? Primos, I'm used to it. I've been to 1 million Raider games, and we're usually outnumbered already because Vegas is a tourist attraction. So it is what it is. I think that this is one of those games, though, where the Niners actually have a deep fan base. So I was expecting this. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked to go to a Raiders and Ravens game and see half the stadium in purple, or go to a Raiders and Cardinals game and you see half red. I'm like, wait, I didn't even know this many Cardinals fans existed. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of the ones where I expected it. You know what I mean? This is a rivalry. 50-50, 60-40, somewhere around that range. I expected it. What about you, CG?
Dude, like, it's already been like, I don't know if it's kind of been a factor because some people support Carr. Maybe they just say, here you go, Niners, take the tickets. I don't know if that's what led the factor, but.
Well, they dropped a lot. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, dropping a lot doesn't really anything because Allegiant Stadium is the most expensive game, period. I mean, I was looking at tickets for $500-$600 nosebleed, and now I've seen a few down to like $290, $300. So people are like, they're dropping drastically. I'm like, I'm sorry. I love this team a lot, and I'm hoping that Stidham goes out there. I wouldn't pay that kind of money to go watch this game. I just, me personally, I can't, especially with all the shit that we've dealt with this year. If we were winning, I'd go. You know what I mean? But I spent too much money on this team. I spent way too much money, bro. And to see us going out like this is tough, man. But I definitely love my team, and I'm hoping that anyone that's there, Raider, Niner, there's a lot of fun, and there ain't no bullshit. There's no stabbings. There's no fighting. Fuck that, man. Look, leave that shit where it used to be back home in NorCal. Let's go have a good time and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because there's been too much of that shit. They don't even want us to play against each other in preseason anymore because of this type of shit. You know what I mean? So let's go in there, all of us on our grown, mature shit, and just watch a football game and keep it moving, man. Even though I know that's not going to happen. But I'm just trying to throw that into the universe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hawk, man. Put Palomar, I always butcher his name, on Kittle. Big body on big body. See where that goes. Now, I don't know if you know about him, CG, but that's our 6'4", Palomalu's nephew out of USC, UDFA safety. That's been getting a lot more burn as of late because we're trying to see what we have with these young guys. I think that'd be a good matchup. 6'4", safety on Kittle. I would like that.
I mean, size-wise, it would be a perfect matchup because Kittle's 6'4", 250.
Yeah.
It would be more reasonable than Hobbs, you know. How tall is Hobbs?
Hobbs is what is Hobbs, you guys? Is he 6'1"? 6'1"? 6, somewhere around that range? He's not too tall. Let me see. Nate Hobbs. I think he's 6 foot, 6'1". Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. 6 foot. Yeah, 6 foot. Love the collab. Docs, what's Stiddy stat numbers? Joe, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to put any numbers on Stiddy because I don't know what we're going to get with him. You know what I mean? Like, this can be a game where they don't expect him to throw the ball a lot. Next thing you know, he's firing on all cylinders. Or there may be a chance where this defensive line on the Niners side just do not allow Stidham to throw for shit. So I'm just so confused with this, Joe. You know what I mean? I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm here for it. Like I said before, the element of surprise. This is going to be really, really fun to watch. What else you got, man, with your team? I know you talk your shit, CJ. Talk your shit, bro. Talk your shit. Let me know. Where do y'all expect this season to go? Because I was just talking to my brother. He lives out here where I am, born and raised in Sacramento, where I'm from, and he's a Niner fan, right? And I said to him, I think, right, moving forward in the playoffs, that Purdy can be either a good thing or a bad thing for this team because the defense is always going to show up. Y'all got all these weapons all across the board, right? But if there's 2 minutes left in the Super Bowl, and you guys are playing the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills or the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're up by 6, and Purdy has to go down and put up 7. How do you feel about that?
I feel a lot more confident than I feel with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, I've seen some plays where he did against the Miami Dolphins where we were down by maybe about a touchdown or so. Yeah. He came into that game and he didn't lose his poise or nothing. He looked confident and he made it look nothing. And what makes him more better than what I've seen from Jimmy Garoppolo is the fact he could move outside the pocket a little bit more and get some timing. And even if he throws a pick, he's just going to shake it off and move on to the next play. Unlike Garoppolo, he'll smile over a dumb interception.
Yeah. I've seen Carr do it too. Hey, what do you think about a lot of us in the nation? Because we're thinking, a lot of us are assuming that Brady's going to continue his career and come over and probably retire with Josh McDaniels. I know a lot of Niner fans are saying if they don't win it this year, they could see Brady returning home and playing for the team that he loves. What do you think that if the Brady dream doesn't happen, right, for a lot of us, Jimmy G being a Raider? What would we be looking at as fans? Like if he could stay healthy, what do you think with Jimmy G, a guy that's returning to a system that he pretty much played in his whole career up to his point with the Niners under Josh?
Well, you're going to get a proven winner. That's for sure. When healthy, he can definitely lead this team. As long as you accept the fact he's going to have his moments. But as far as getting him as a player, he's a great bridge quarterback to have. Get him for at least a couple of years. Get yourself a quarterback in the draft. Let him learn behind Jimmy G, and maybe it benefits that quarterback at some point. You don't want to rush the young quarterback. You at least let him learn from a veteran for
a year or two, preferably 2. What are you guys doing with Trey Lance, man? Is he still the future of your franchise?
That's the question we all want to know. It's just the injury is unfortunately maybe during the offseason we'll probably see how him and Purdy like battle it out. But I think that's what the high expectation was. We were expecting Trey Lance to be the guy, but the injury was just it happened. Unfortunately, we've seen some glimpses like his rookie year when he played against the Texans. If it wasn't for him winning that game, I don't even think we make the playoffs. The thing I didn't like, and I love Shanahan. I love his coaching. I love his offensive. Everything that Shanahan does is great to me offensively. He's a great offensive mind. I just didn't get the whole playing Lance in with Jimmy G and moving him in and out. I felt like, you're keeping defenses kind of on their toes, but I felt like that stunted Lance's growth a little bit, bro. Like kind of coming in and out. It's like how do you build momentum when you have 2 quarterbacks going in and out like that? You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm wrong. You watch your team every week. I don't. But I just know watching the highlights and shit and seeing them kind of go in and out was a trip to me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I think that Lance, you guys drafted him so early and he's still so young that he has to get a chance to be able to take the keys. Purdy, yes, but I just, man, bro, do you really believe in Purdy that much? Like, is Purdy, do you think that Purdy's the future for y'all? At first, I wasn't sure about him until I saw a lot of more games, and now I'm starting to feel a little different about him. I mean, the more he plays, the more he steps up to the pocket. The only difference that may give Purdy more the advantage to Trey is because he played a lot of college football. He played a lot of good competition.
Yes.
When you played the Big 12 at Iowa State, you played against the likes of Oklahoma and actually beat some teams like that. That speaks volume, the poise. He didn't have a lot of good talent coming out of college. He had a good running back. 2 good running backs in college.
Yes.
And I believe he had 1 stud receiver, and the rest of them, his tight end. That was it.
Yeah.
And the chemistry with him and Kittle kind of is similar to what he had in Iowa State, where he threw a pass to that Charlie Cooler guy.
Yeah. Well, a tight end is a young rookie quarterback's best friend. You know what I mean? And to have one of the top 5, top 3 tight end when healthy. I mean, Kittle's he could be 1A, 1B, you know what I'm saying, with Kelsey. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm a Waller fan. I love Waller. He's not healthy enough year in and year out. Even though I know Kittle has dealt with his shit as well, I still think that Darren Waller needs to do more in his young career. But when Kittle's healthy, the dude's probably the best blocking tight end in the league. And like I said, 1A, 1B in receiving. So for Purdy to have all those guys around him right now and then the number 1 defense, I think he was put in a position where it's like if you don't perform, I don't think you're ready for the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I think he kind of entered the league with the best situation ever. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see how that shapes up tomorrow, man. Let me get these supers in real quick. Shout out to my brother, Big Mike, man. Love my brother. Shout out to Arlen, man. Stidham will have a decent game, I feel. Renfro and Wilder with the TD. Jacobs TD. Raiders 24, Niners 17. Raiders. Talk that shit, my brother. Talk that shit. Where are you watching the game at tomorrow, CG?
Probably watch it a little bit before I start work at my house.
Okay. Well, let me do this. I'm gonna get a couple more comments in the comments section real quick. I want to revisit this. You know what I'm saying? I got shout out to everybody that's been watching. I got musical legend TQ. For those who don't know, former Cash Money artist. He will be on Monday night. Let's revisit this Tuesday if you're free, CG. Or what do you look like Sunday night? What do you look like tomorrow night?
Sunday night depends on usually I come out of work and I won't be off until 1 a.m. in the morning. So it's like,
okay. Well, if you have Tuesday. We'll revisit this and we'll talk a little bit on Tuesday. I kind of want to get a more, because it's always better to see the film, see it firsthand so we can break this game down. You got what you want to say, CJ? Get your shit off real quick.
Oh, man, talk my shit, bro. We'll see what happens, bro. Like, this is more than just a team game, bro. This is a fan base rivalry, bro. This is more like the fans that despise each other, bro. It's like And the crazy part is they banned these preseason games now because of all the fights. Let's be real. I think it's been the most ruthless rivalries. It's not even football wise. It's more of a fan base perspective.
Yeah, I know. And, like I said, that Bay Area rivalry, man, that shit's never going to end. You know what I mean? It's just never going to end, regardless if we're in Vegas. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That shit's never going to end. If you're from California, you understand the severity of these two fan bases and how we feel about each other, man. So it's always good to be able to come on here and have a civil conversation with someone and be able to talk that shit, man. Let me get this in real quick. Shout out to Bentley, man. Stiddy has playmakers on the side of the ball. Can he really be worse than Carr? I'm gonna say this, man. Is tough as I've been on Carr, and he's had a terrible year. Terrible year. Y'all know how I am. Like, I people think I'm the most biggest Derek Carr hater in the world. I just maybe can he come in on just against the number one defense the first time he ever sees starting time and be better than Carr? I highly doubt that. But the way Carr has looked this season, I wouldn't be shocked. But DC has had some really good games this season as well. Let's not take away from that. But the bad outweighs the good. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let me see. Shout out to Jerry West. He said the Raiders are a joke. Shout out to the Raider. Bryce, number one pick in the draft. He doesn't need anything. Yeah, he's going to Houston. Shout out to Mr. O Squad. Wish we could still call this a rivalry. Still battle the Bay. So many memories back then in fights. I said this at the beginning of the show, you guys. The Raiders were born in Oakland, raised in Oakland, moved to LA for a couple years, won a ring, went back home to Oakland. Now we're in Vegas, and I think our third, fourth year. At the end of the day, you are always going to be where you're from. Period, point blank, the end. We will forever be the Oakland Raiders. When I seen Mark Davis in Las Vegas a few months back at the alumni party, he walked right up to me and said, "I love your hat." That's what he said to me. "I love your hat." He said, "Let's take a picture." That he remembered. And I know people think that Mark Davis was the one to force us out of Oakland and blah, blah, blah. That's not the case. You know what I mean? But I can go into a whole nother spiel with that. Let's just say this is still the battle of the Bay, point blank, period, the end, forever. Simple and plain. CG, man, on the way out, let everybody know where they can follow you at, my brother.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. CGRuthless 49ers talk, man. Getting close to the 1K mark, man. But, dude, it's been a blast to talk to one of the top Raiders content creators in the business, bro. Like, he has this thing called the Mount Shield Rushmore, bro. You do something good, man. Like, you must be the Ric Flair of this content creator, man.
Well, hey, man, whatever you need from me, brother, to, you know what I mean, help the cause and help, you know what I mean? I love doing that, man. And like I said, I'm not saying you need the help. I'm just saying if you want to pick my brain about a few things, brother, I would love to be able to help you build your platform, man, because that's what we do, bro. You know what I mean? Even though I hate your fucking team with a passion. You know what I'm saying?
Same here, bro. It's the feeling control, but hey, man, like, just DM me info. We'll figure out something. Maybe I'll ask some advice from you, bro. But for sure, man.
Yeah, that's all love, brother. You know, we're always talking in the DM and stuff. So I'll definitely hit you on my line too. You know what I mean? So if you want to hit me, man, we'll definitely chop it up. Shout to the Raiders, you guys, all my nation fans in the building, man. Guess what we're gonna do? I'm gonna come back on and talk some Raiders football and get off the Niners. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the Niner fans in the building too. I hope we blow y'all the fuck out tomorrow. CG, my dog. I'm gonna send that over to you right now, my brother.
All right, for sure, bro. We're gonna put that video, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. One.